Congressman Paul, a couple of quick things here to get to, and I'm sure you probably are receiving this question an awful lot. Is there what can you say to people that are proponents, supporters, fans of yours who have been with you, maybe going all the way back to 2008, heck, maybe all the way back to 1988, that it is your full intention to wage your campaign all the way to the end of or to the end, which would be the Republican National Campaign in Tampa, Florida, or maybe the end, Election Day 2012?
Well, I think that's, making an absolute prediction of the future, which I can't do.
Right.
All I know is the race is not over. I entered it to win the race. I'm not running ahead. In theory, I can still win it, so I am very much involved. So I'm not thinking about 1 month or 2 or 3 from now. I'm thinking about this particular week, going to, Connecticut and New York and Pennsylvania and then back to Texas. So that's what I'm concentrating on, and we're getting good news out of the various states on delegate count. So there's no reason to make the decision of, exactly when the campaign ends. Surprises may come along, and as long as we're doing well, as long as the support is there, as long as somebody will come out to hear a message, and as long as there's money in the campaign is going to continue with a serious attempt to do our very best to win the race.
Your rallies seem to be building in size. Recently out in Los Angeles, you spoke to a crowd of almost 4,000. You went north to Berkeley, California, spoke to a crowd of almost 6,000. It seems that the crowds are getting larger and larger. At Fort Worth, Texas, last week, you spoke to a crowd of 4,000. Your crowds are getting larger and larger, or at least they're staying the same size, and the arenas are growing larger. Yet it seems that the term candidate, Ron Paul, is not out there in the public as much as you would think. Do you have any comment on that? And what is it that you think is driving the attendance being so well for your campaign stops?
I think people are desperate to hear something different, to hear a little challenge to status quo. And it isn't just another Republican challenging the president, but somebody who's willing to challenge the establishment of big government, whether it's Republican or Democrat. And I think young people are very independent-minded. They don't have firmly fixed views, and they're willing to listen to a different approach. And, of course, there's so many independents who are independent for good reasons. Their numbers are growing by leaps and bounds. And there's a lot of disgruntled Democrats right now. So if everybody that comes to the rallies, which there are so many, and the numbers, as you say, are growing, they're not quite into the Republican camp. A lot of them, don't look like they'll end up at a Republican primary voter. And I keep remarking when I walk through an airport or walk and meet somebody spontaneously in a crowd, they don't look like Republicans. They look like they're very independent or Democrats, and that is discouraging in the immediate effect of, if I'd only vote in Republican primary, it would be so different. But I think the ignoring is not an accident. I think it's a message where, we're not just challenging the power structure of the Democratic Party. It's the Republican Party too, the financial institution, the Federal Reserve, the banks, the military-industrial complex. It's on and on. So those who have money are very interested in not hearing an alternative message, and therefore they keep saying, where's Ron Paul? But the real question is, where's the media? Why don't they give, fair and decent coverage to something that, from my viewpoint and the viewpoint of the supporters, deserves a little bit more attention than we get?
I would concur with you on that. Where's the media? Congressman Ron Paul is on the Dude Maker hotline with us. Here's a question that several people had agreed that I should ask you, so I thought I'd give it the try. Would you like to have one more shot at debating Governor Romney one-on-one, Ron Paul, Mitt Romney? What do you think?
No, I think that would be a lot of fun. I think it would, bring out the differences. I think it would be issue-oriented because most people accuse me of being too friendly with Mitt Romney. But personally, we do get along together. But I also add that philosophically, there's not a whole lot we agree on when it comes to foreign policy or the Federal Reserve or spending, maybe on taxes. But no, the debate of the finer points for the Republican Party, I think it would be very, very interesting, and why I think the Republican Party is going to have trouble unless they change their views. And a lot of people would agree that it's not going to be slam dunk for Romney or any other Republican candidate unless they have different views and maybe challenge Obama at his base as well as for the independent vote.